this video about disorders. Today we're gonna talk about anxiety. Anxiety is, I think a lot of people, most of you guys is familiar with it in different senses, different forms. It's a body mechanism that gets triggered, so you feel so scared that your body literally think you're gonna die. You're gonna be in a state of fight or flight. Anxiety is something that appears in people differently for reasons that sometimes our surroundings cannot understand, and sometimes even the people with anxiety doesn't even understand why it occurs and when. Anxiety can come from many different things. It can come from feeling stress, from being late, from fearing death, and that can be triggered by whatever. Taking a bite of an apple. For me, it was drinking water, drinking anything that I was not 100% sure that nobody has touched. So anxiety has a lot of different roots. To uncover it all here would take a long time, but what we can look into is what happens with the vibrations. So when anxiety arises, the body system goes in fight and flight, which means that you go to a center in yourself where you are not grounded within your own heart, within the peace and the trust in yourself, in your body, in the moment. In that moment, you lose trust in your own existence. So what happens is the fight and flight takes over. The whole body is vibrating on a lower vibration, where thought patterns are taking over. Thought patterns are trying to explain what it is that's happening physically. If you look at the vibrational level that drops and not grounded in yourself, so there's opened fields for vibrations to enter your system. So that means if you have anxiety and you walk out of the street, how you perceive the world and the vibrations you are matched to is things that will make you more afraid. It's vibrations who would lower the feeling of safety. So having anxiety is not only you having a moment, it's you perceiving everything around you more fearfully. In the very moment of anxiety, you are disconnected to any sense of safety. You're disconnected to any sense of I'm gonna be okay. And therefore when people tell you to act normal or calm down, it has the opposite effect. You will feel not seen, not understood, be even more afraid, because when they don't see you, they can also not see if something is wrong or not. A way to deal with anxiety in the moment when it arises is to allow the whole thing to run through your system. It's to allow the feelings, the insecurities, and anything to flow through you, and find the things that makes you feel safe. So for me, it's, for example, drinking tea, being hot, and being in an environment that doesn't have too many impulses from the outside, so I can just recenter within myself until the anxiety level drops. So when you have the attack itself, it's about searching for things that makes you feel safe, and be only around people who make you feel seen, or people that you trust. So when you tell you that everything is okay, you can take it in and make it your reality. How to minimize your anxiety. So first we're gonna figure out the root cause of it. Where does it arise? How does anxiety show within you? Is it when you get stressed out and you're overloaded and you have too many things to do and you start hyperventilating because the thoughts in your head and the lack of breathing creates a state of overload. That's one perception. Another perception is you can have experienced things in the past that was very frightening. It can be traumas or situations that made you really insecure. So every single time our energy there looks like that energy is represented, your body will remember. So your body will react as if the same situation happens over and over. So people with anxiety I can have it if somebody sends out a certain energy that reminds me of the time where I was almost raped in a forest. So when I walk past people on the street who have the same energy, I get insecure. My body starts reacting in the fight and flight. If I drink from a glass of water that standed on the table for too long, my mind will start making up these assumptions that maybe somebody put something in them. Do I trust the people around me? And anxiety starts. So step number 1, figure out where your anxiety starts. Step number 2, go in the situations, the safe ones, and relearn your body and yourself that you can be safe with this energy without something happening, that you can be safe within yourself, that when you're sitting at the dinner table with your friends, if you drink a glass of water, nothing is happening. So it's to step by step relearning to trust yourself in situations where you felt that you had no control. That was many angles, 7 minutes. Dealing with people with anxiety, it's important to not judge them for what we cannot see that they are responding upon. Giving them energy or giving them space in the moment, and understand that it's not everything we do understand. And just holding the space. When the attack is over, we can invite them to work on it or talk with us about it. But as long as they are in the panic attacks, if this is what they are having, the best thing we can do is just holding space, helping them breathe, and helping them feel safe. People with anxiety, it's important also to understand that it's not because they're weak. Often it's because they have been strong for too long, or they have been through so much hardship that their whole system have been in fight or flight for so long that the body is telling them, if you're going to continue this, you're going to die. If you're going to continue this, you're going to die. So that's another misunderstanding of people with anxiety. They are not weak people. They are people who have been strong for too long. So we have to also acknowledge that strength within them and within ourselves. So look at ourselves with strength instead of thinking that we are weak, for acknowledging the anxiety of which we are feeling. Second part or last part, learning to trust yourself again on every level. So it's really about trusting yourself. Every time you get excited, you fly out, you are in fight or flight. It's about trusting yourself in that moment, talking with your body, allowing you and your cells in your body to trust that you are okay in this moment, over and over and over again. The positive side of anxiety is also that it can, like with fear, it can be a drive. It can be something that you are fighting to cross. It can be something that forces you to look within. It's something that forces you to shift lane, because it's a symptom. Every single thing that your body is expressing, it's a message for you to listen to. There is nothing within your body system, there is not something that has a message for you to listen to. So get to know yourself, know that you're strong, and give yourself the space and time you need to recenter. If we look at how many people who are living these high speed life with a lot of anxiety, because we are living in the big cities, everything goes fast, all the energies is here, nothing is really grounded, and nobody really breathe deep. You put these people into the forest, and what happens? They feel calm, they feel grounded, they feel in the moment, they feel less stressful, they're able to hear their thoughts, and within that, anxiety disappears. So here's a little message about anxiety. If you guys have any comments or any angles you would like me to dive deeper into, please write it in the comments below, and I will dive deeper into it in a following up video. If you haven't done it yet and you would like to know more about disorders and different perception and views from a higher perception or different perception, other dimension, click the subscribe button, and I will see you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk with you next time. Doei doei!